So the hip thrust is among the best exercises you could ever do for your glutes, and then consequently for the low back and for the core and everything else too. It's a great alternative to squatting if you're not ready for squatting yet. Of course, we always want to work towards that. But it's essentially like a glute bridge with a bigger range of motion, and it makes it a little easier to contract the glutes compared to the glute bridge. Like the glute bridge, it can be a little too easy to get the hamstrings involved, and then the glutes won't work as hard. So for the hip thrust, what I want to do is set up a bench or a chair or a couch or something like that. I want it approximately just beneath the knee height or around knee height. If it gets higher than that, then it's going to be a bit too easy on me. It won't be as much resistance. And if it gets lower than that, then we're getting a little closer to a glute bridge. Still work with what you have to work with, but it is different than a glute bridge. So we just want to keep it as close to that knee height as possible. So if I lay down just beneath my shoulder blade is touching the bench in this case. I've got my feet about shoulder width apart, and I want to keep mostly my heels on the ground. I don't necessarily want to keep the whole foot on the ground, but what I'm going to do is just kind of relax in this position. I can lounge and have my arms out to the side, and I'm getting into deep hip flexion just like I would with the squat. And from here, all I'm going to do is squeeze my glutes, just contract them, extend my hips up until I've reached kind of like a straight line from knee to shoulder. So that's a hip thrust. Now I want to keep my head kind of looking so I can look down at my knees the entire time. That'll help me contract the glutes a little bit better than if I look back. But nice and smooth. Lots of glute activity. Make sure you squeeze in that top position to get the most you can out of the glutes. And